Hi friends, Krista here. Thank you so much for stopping by Books and Jams. I'm so excited to be sitting in front of my new bookshelves. Yay! They're not even quite done yet, but I've started alphabetizing, and so they're just kind of in stacks. Oh, sorry. They're just kind of in stacks all over. But I'm here today to talk about some series stuff because we are in the midst of series September. Today is September 11th. This is going to be going up in a couple days. And today I'm going to talk about some series that I'm breaking up with. I have shown this before, but in my reading journal, which is a lot of fun, bright yellow with some fun stickers, I have these series pages. I have 2 full pages of series that I'm in the middle of. This is not even up to date. I have started a couple more series just this month, so this is not up to date. But as I was looking through this, I decided that I'm not going to continue with some of these series. So I'm going to go through, I think I have a list of 10 series that I'm going to break up with. This is not to say that I will never come back to these series, but as of right now, I do not really have an interest in continuing in these series. It will be really great at the end of this year to make a fresh page. This one is 2 years old now. So I like this setup. I like having all of the titles for the series listed out when I'm ready to go for the next series, unless it's marked on the side, which is really rare. I don't always know what's next. So it will be nice to be able to see which book is coming up next. And I got this idea from Tia and All the Books. I adjusted it a little bit. I think she has check marks on the side. I just highlight the whole thing once I've read it. So I do like this setup, and I will just make a new one at the end of the year because I have finished some and can take them off. And then these ones that I'm going to break up with, I can take them off as well. So the first one that's kind of a big deal is the Outlander series. I have read the first 3, Outlander, Dragonfly and Amber, and Voyager, but I just don't have an interest at this point in continuing the series. I may watch the shows. I think I've only watched the first 2 seasons of the show. Oh no, I think I did watch the third season as well. So I'm at the point where I have to decide, am I going to continue with the show? Am I going to read the 4th book so that I can watch the 4th season? And I think I've just decided I don't care about the books. They're so long, and I just feel like the show will be enough for me. So I'm not going to read any more of Outlander. Yikes. Then we have some middle grade series. Last year, I read The School for Good and Evil, the first book. It was a patron pick. One of my patrons recommended it, which means I picked it out of the jar. And so I did read The School for Good and Evil, but I don't really have a desire to continue on with that series. I thought the first book was cute. In it, we follow 2 girls, one who is expected to go to the school for good and one who is expected to go for the school for evil. And they're actually swapped. When they get there, they get assigned to the opposite school, and the outcome of that. But I just don't care to continue. Green Glass House was a Patreon book club book last year, and it's a mystery about this little boy who was adopted. His parents run a smuggler's inn. There's a whole unique cast of characters. I did guess one of the big reveals middle of the book or early on in the book. I kind of figured one thing out that a lot of other people were surprised by, so I was pretty proud of that. But I thought the first book was complete in itself. And for a while, I started to collect the other books in the series. I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 written down here. I don't know if there are going to be more than that, but I just don't care enough about that one to continue. So I'm breaking up with Green Glass House. Another middle grade series that I'm breaking up with is The Mysterious Benedict Society. I've read the first 2, The Mysterious Benedict Society and The Perilous Journey. And this is another mystery series. We follow a group of 4 kids who have some pretty unique abilities, not like magical abilities. They're just really smart in different ways. And they work together to solve mysteries for Mr. Benedict. I liked the first one. I thought it was quirky and fun. And so I read the second one and I enjoyed it as well, but also found it to be a little bit forgettable. So I don't really feel like collecting that series or reading on any further. And I believe there are 5 or 6 in that series as well. So no more Mysterious Benedict Society. Just recently, I read book 3 and 4 in the Land of Stories series, which has, I think, 6 books and then maybe a companion or novella book. And I don't think I'm going to continue with the Land of Stories. I think they're cute stories. I think they are definitely more geared for kids rather than adults reading middle grade. After reading the 4th book, I just decided I don't care. I don't care anymore. So I'm not going to continue with the Land of Stories. And then one that I read a long time ago, City of Masks. I don't know if it's middle grade or YA, but it's kind of a historical fiction fantasy series. The first one has a bit of a mystery, takes place in Venice, and a boy goes back in time to when people in Venice actually did wear masks. And I don't know if each of the different books follows that same character or if it goes to different timelines. I honestly don't know. I think I read that my first year on BookTube, so maybe almost 6 years ago or so. And I've never gone on to complete the series or even read book 2 in the series. So I think it's just time to take it off of the page and say that I'm not going to read that one. So yes, it's called the Stravaganza series. I thought the first one was really good. I enjoyed it when I read it, but I never did continue in 6 years. So I'm just going to break up with it for now. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll come back to it. And then a YA series that I had debated about a while ago. The books are beautiful, but I just don't care. It's called The Great Library. The first one, I don't even know the name of the first one. Ash and Quill, maybe. Fire, I don't remember. The books are stunning. They're so beautiful. But I read the first one, or I read the first 2, and I think there are 4, I think. But yeah, I don't even have the titles in here. I just have The Great Library, but I'm going to take that one off. I haven't gone in order of my little list or of my books, so I need to make sure I've said them all. Stravaganza, Great Library, Green Glass House. Oh, Bradford Sisters. There is a trilogy, Christian fiction. I read the first one, True to You. It has 2 others, Falling for You and Sweet on You. I don't own them. I don't plan on buying them. So maybe someday I'll continue with that series, but for now, I'm not going to. Honestly, I couldn't tell you one thing about that first book. I don't remember it at all, so clearly it did not leave a big impression on me. So I feel like that's a good sign that I could probably break up with it for now and be totally fine with it. Okay, Green Glass House, Bradford Sisters, Mysterious Benedict Society, School for Good and Evil, Outlander, Shades of Magic. Ooh, this is kind of a big one for me. Shades of Magic. I'm breaking up with it. The first one is A Darker Shade of Magic, and I did really enjoy it. I did not like the audio. I did listen to it on audio, and I hated the audiobook, but I liked the story. But again, I read it 6 years ago, and I've never come back to it. And I own all 3 of them, so there's really no reason that I couldn't have continued with that series. But I've never felt the urge to pick it up, so I'm unhauling them. I should say any of the books I own in any of these series are leaving my shelves. I'm not keeping any of them. Kingsbridge is the last one. I read Pillars of the Earth and I liked Pillars of the Earth, but I don't feel any desire or need to read World Without End, Column of Fire. I think there's a 4th book. I actually just recently picked up, where did it go? Oh, the prequel book, The Evening and the Morning. I think I'm going to unhaul them as well. That's the Kingsbridge series. So the 10 are Green Glass House, Bradford Sisters, Mysterious Benedict Society, School for Good and Evil, Kingsbridge, Outlander, Shades of Magic, Land of Stories, Stravaganza, and Great Library. So those are the 10 series that I am breaking up with. I can't wait to see how my new series page will look when I add the new ones. Some of them I've already added. Well, when I add the new ones and take off these 10, I feel like it'll make some room. And then series that I finished, like Winter Night Trilogy is done. The Shadow Children is done. I could just take those off completely. The Bridgertons are done. So all of these series that I started 2 years ago or within the last year, I can take off if they're finished. make some room for some new ones. So I would love to hear from you. What is a series that you just think you're done with, that you started? Maybe you read 1 or 2 or 3 books in that series and you just decided, nope, that's not for me. I'm not going to continue with that. It feels good. It's like a weight lifted off my shoulders. I have lots of books to put up on Pango because I do own a handful of the books that I just talked about. But the time has come to say enough is enough with these series. I still have plenty of others that I'm working on, that's for sure. So let's chat down in the comments below about the series that you're breaking up with or in the middle of, or anything else that you want to talk about. I always love chatting with you in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you spending some time with me today, and I look forward to talking with you in another video very soon. Bye.